What's up YouTube? BK with BK Game 9000 here. Today it is Friday. You know what that means. In the division, the vendors have reset for us. So we're going to be rolling through all the vendors here at the base of operations as well as in the dark zone. So let's go ahead and get started with the underground vendor here. Remember, if you found this video helpful, please smash that like button and subscribe for more future content. So right off the bat, we have the first wave X45 selling the 229 for rank 40 in the dark zone with expert fierce, which is pretty decent for PvE if you can unlock it. Otherwise, if you have a pretty solid one already, I would not touch it. He's selling the surplus SVD that has capable, dominant, and disciplined. He's selling an enhanced PP19 at 182 and an enhanced PP19 at 163. The 182 one has meticulous, talented, and hurried for those of you Alpha Bridge lovers, and the 163 has capable, ferocious, and hurried as well. He's selling the same blueprints here, so let's go ahead and move on up to the turn. Alright you guys, so we're here at the special equipment vendor. Let's go ahead and see what he has for us today. So again, he has the Valkyrie, or Valkyria. He's got the Liberator, the Historian, the M1911 that has Expert, Accurate on it. He's got the Tactical Vector 45 ACP with Adept, Skilled, and Brutal. He's got Tactical SA5B, which has, or 5.8, my bad, with Responsive, Predatory, and Prepared. He's got the Marine Super 90 with Ferocious, Swift, and Meticulous. And he's also selling a Covert SRS with Destructive, Proficient, and Swift. That's actually not bad, considering that these marksman rifles are pretty decent now since post 1.4. He's also selling the Black Market M60E6 with Predatory, Dominant, and Brutal. This one is probably the best light machine you can possibly get besides the Hungry Hog, because this is what the Hungry Hog is equal to in a sense. As for the stat rolls, I'm not sure. You might want to, Predatory is kind of nice considering how fast it kills people. Dominant would be probably the one that you would re-roll for something, but Brutal is a solid third stat right there. He's selling the Tactical Mask with Tenacious, increased damage by 10% for 10 seconds when using a medkit. He's selling a Hunter Faith mask. He's selling a Deadeye Acquisition System. He's selling a Spec Ops armor with Vigorous, which is also puts rolled towards electronics. He's selling a backpack with Relentless, which is also pretty nice. And that is a firearms roll. He's selling a Reclaimer support pack. He's selling operator pads with Accomplished. And that is a health roll, which is pretty neat. He's got Striker knee pads towards firearms, Sentry Call knee pads towards firearms, and Firecrest knee pads towards health, which is pretty useful as well. And it's got some pretty decent stats there. He's selling the operator holster with Recovered with a pretty decent overall. He's got a very high stamina roll there. He's got damage taken during cover to cover is regenerate over 5 seconds. It's not the best talent, but if you're interested in that, go ahead. He's selling the holster of the Nomad with decent rolls, Lone Star holster, Final Measure holster. It could have been better rolls for the Final Measure. And Alpha Bridge holster, which is pretty decent. So next, he's selling the Gunslinger Glove with Astute. The first 3 bullets of your magazine have a 5% higher chance to do critical hit damage. The rolls on this one are LMG damage, pistol damage, and damage to elites. I would probably re-roll the pistol damage if you're looking at rolling with LMGs at all. But the talent is not the best with these. In the future, they are bringing the update to PS4. They already have it on Xbox One where they have a talent that suits other damages as well. Speaking of that update, we on the PS4 will be getting that next week, so stay tuned for that update then. And I'm not sure if the vendors are going to change, from PS4 now to having Xbox now. I'm not sure if they're selling different things because different weapons are available as of right now on Xbox and PC. So this is more catered towards PS4, but let me know in the comments down below if it's different. So right off the bat, he's selling the Tactician's Authority gloves, he's selling Predator Mark gloves towards a firearms roll, and Banshee towards a stamina. For those of you who don't know, Banshee is the looted DZ one, so if you have all stuff, you don't lose Dark Zone XP, and currency is not lost. He's selling the Prototypes Firearms mod, with towards firearms with plus 1,323 health. And he's also selling the prototype performance mod for sticky bomb damage. I know someone commented last week about where to find a stamina mod. I will be looking for that today, as well as this one is pretty decent towards both, but I can understand that you were looking for a stamina mod, but I will hopefully be finding that in DZ04. Selling an extended magazine. Pretty decent extended magazine there with 107% magazine size, 3% critical hit chance, and 4% critical hit damage. He's selling a suppressor. Could be a better suppressor. Selling a grip. And then he's selling an iron sight. Could be better there as well. Then again, he has the sealed caches. And from here, let's move on upstairs. Now, the 1.5 has already dropped for PC and Xbox, which includes new gear for high-end gear that have specific talents, and they also have new gear as in weapons as well, so those might be available in the vendors this week. That's what I was talking about before. But now that we're here at the events weaponry vendor, let's go ahead and see what he has for us today. He's selling the Pecan, the Cassidy Centurion. I'm going to skip over those. He's selling the M1911 with Expert and Determined. He's selling the MP7 with Vicious, Commanding, and Capable. Not horrible, but not the best. He's kind of hoping for something better. He's selling classic AK-47 with Fierce as the third unlocked and Provident and Commanding. Could be better there too. He's selling the custom M870 MCS with Predatory, Vicious, and Fierce. That's actually not horrible. But then again, you don't see the shotgun that often. He's selling the Surplus SVD with Capable, Skilled, and Disciplined. Discipline being the automatic stat. He's selling the military MK46 with Competent, Meticulous, and Skilled. High Velocity magazine with decent rolls. Not really that great, but for the high velocity, it's not bad. He's selling the Osprey .45 suppressor with accuracy, headshot damage, stability, and reduced threat. The small grip, as well as the holographic sight. So let's go ahead and move on over to the front of the base of operations and see what they have over there.
You be careful up there, right?
Alright guys, so let's check out what this vendor has. He's got one item that I always used to look at. He's got the Black Market SASG12S with Ferocious, Responsive, and Meticulous. Honestly, that's not horrible if you can unlock them all. Pretty decent. I think this is probably the best shotgun that everybody uses. And let's go ahead and talk to the gear mod person. He's selling the Spec Ops pad with Accomplished with a firearms roll. So now we're going to head on over to DZ02 and see what they have there. See you then. Alright you guys, so we're here in DZ02. Let's go ahead and see what he has for us today. So right off the bat, he's got an operator mask with Rejuvenated, consuming a med kit, also removes all negative status effects. He's selling an operator vest with Robust, increased armor while uncovered by 10% with an electronics roll. He's selling a backpack with Relentless with a firearms roll, so if you're interested in that, that's actually pretty decent. Spec Ops pad with Prosperous, headshot kills, grant credits with a stamina roll. Not interested in that. An operator holster with Steadfast, so health regen kicks in twice as fast, which is pretty neat. And it's got some pretty decent rolls, so if you're looking for a nice operator holster, this is the one to go for. I would probably re-roll the pistol damage for something else. And he's selling Savage gloves with a firearms roll with critical hit chance, SMG damage, and critical hit damage. This is like the god roll of like 1.2, I would have to say. So I'm not sure how good it would be now with SMG because SMG's kind of got nerfed. But if you don't have this and you have the funds, go ahead and pick this one up because it's probably going to be nice to add to your collection. Let's go ahead and head on over to DZ03. Alright agents, so we're here in DZ03 at the weapons vendor. Let's go ahead and see what he's got for us today. So he's selling the 586 Magnum with Expert and Commanding. Could be a better roll. He's selling the MP7 for once with Responsive, Ferocious, and Adept. That's actually not that bad of a roll. If you can get Ferocious, that'd be amazing. I would probably rather have that as my third talent, but you could probably re-roll that for something different like Brutal or something like that. It's a pretty decent PvP weapon still, I believe. I haven't used it because I'm not lucky enough to get one, but that's what I hear. So tactical MK16, which is an assault rifle. I believe this is a burst fire. I'm not sure. Doesn't really say, but I believe last time I had an MK16, it fired in a burst on this game. But, you know, take that with a grain of salt. This one has capable, sustained, and determined. This one is the next one is a custom M8070 with MCS with sustained, determined, and fierce. Not horrible. He's selling the SOCOM M1A again with sustained, commanding, and competent. Could be a better role for that, honestly. Selling the classic RPK 74 with self-preserve, prepared, and fierce, which isn't honestly that bad of a role, but it's kind of on the weekend for the LMGs. So that will do it for DZ03. Let's head on over to DZ04. Alright, agents, so we're here in DZ04. Let's go ahead and see what the gear mod vendor has for us today. He's got a prototype firearms mod, which has plus 232 armor, which can be pretty decent. And he's also selling the prototype performance mod. He might be selling something else, but I might have already purchased it. I know I already purchased a stamina mod, so I'm not sure about that. But this will be, you know, pretty decent for firearms and stamina if you were also looking towards that as well, for the person who commented on my last video. That'll do it for DZ04. Let's go ahead and go to DZ05. Alright, you guys, we're here in DZ05. Let's go ahead and see what the weapon mod vendor has for us today. So he's got a quick release magazine. He's got 28% reload speed, 4% critical hit damage, and 10% magazine size. I would honestly pass on that. He's got the SR7 suppressor with 17% critical hit damage, 2.5% stability, and 5.5% headshot damage, and 46% reduced threat. That's actually pretty decent. If you don't have one of those, go ahead and pick that one up. He's selling a vertical grip with 48% optimal range, reload speed, and stability. Not bad. He's also selling the hollow sight TAM with critical hit chance, accuracy, and crit hit damage, which is pretty decent as well. So let's go ahead and move on over to DZ06. Alright, you guys, so we're here in DZ06. Let's go ahead and see what the special vendor has for us today.
You're gonna buy something.
So she's selling the Reclaimer ventilator with 10.5% exotic damage resilience and 14% increased kill XP. That has an electronics roll, so I probably won't be using it. But I could use it, and if I did use something like this, I could get that ferocious over 3,000 for all. But it does take my toughness down quite a bit, which is not worth it to me. She's selling a Lone Star vest. There's the stats there. It's a stamina roll. So if you're into that one for the stamina, go ahead and get yourself a Lone Star. Selling the Fire Crest towards firearms for crit hit damage and disrupt resistance. Selling a Banshee firearms with exotic damage resilience, burn resistance, shock resistance, and bleed resistance. She is also selling a Predator's Mark holster with skill haste. It's decent roll. It's kind of weak electronics, but the other two stats for stamina and firearms are pretty decent. And last but not least, she's selling sentries called gloves with a firearms roll with health on kill, assault rifle damage, and critical hit chance. And as always, she's selling a Dark Zone sealed cache, which you can purchase, which has 10 to 20 Phoenix credits when you open it, as well as a high-end weapon or gear piece. So that'll do it with the vendor reset for this week. If you guys enjoyed this video, please smack that like button, subscribe for more, and I will see you guys in that next one. Peace.